When last we left off with our intrepid adventurers, what happened with you guys?
Ah,
We were getting our life
Pain.
drained away.
uh-huh.
Yeah?
A lot.
Just there he goes.
It was fine, nothing to see.
You guys continued your wonderful trip through the past in the memories of the house that you are currently inside of. You carried your way through additional rooms of the house and have now made your way to the second floor. While you've seen something that wasn't in the history books. While going through everything, you found that the annals of history here in the Elven area seem to have been lied to. The elves being the only ones that were old enough to really have records that could stretch back that far in anything, hadn't taught about any end to their city. But when you found record of the building of the house that you're in, there was a 50-year period of time that just didn't make sense. And then you got to see why. But while that's been going on, you found yourself fighting various creatures. And they don't quite hurt you as much as weaken you.
No, it does hurt. It hurts a lot.
I would beg to differ on the hurt you end, as I am sitting in about 25% health.
Well, there were a mix, So some of them hurt the traditional way, and some of them hurt in the draining max
Emotional way.
draining max HP way, which I already figured I'm gonna have to creatively DM around should any of you reach 0. So don't do that. Let's try and avoid that. Group effort.
I would love to.
I'm glad.
Am I looking at a Brenna health bar that can be healed, or is that a Brenna health bar that needs to be reset?
I believe.
But Daryl, would it really be your campaign if one of my characters didn't get killed?
I mean, I don't know anymore. I think that is both. I think Brenna can be healed, right? No, that is, wow, close my email. Jesus. I'm gonna have to cut that, but, let me see. Brenna, your max is higher than 14, right? You've gotten, or is your max 14, or?
Halfling.
Yeah, my
Should
max
have
is
Half-Life.
24.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm down 10 from life drain.
So yeah, they have both, essentially. They've gotten... Wait, did you take actual damage too, or did you mark it and then do the max HP wrong?
No, I've been getting my ass handed to me for someone that doesn't want to be in there.
Okay, just making sure. So yes, Brenna has 10 HP of actual damage that they can also be healed.
All right. Sorry to cut off the recap, but I was looking at a thing right now, and I need to know.
Am squish right now.
Okay. I mean, I could save a spell slot and do a med kit on you. It's your hit dice plus 3.
Look at them med kits mattering so much.
I still have 4 uses of this fucker. Is that
look at that. That's
great?
back up to full.
Right.
Woo!
Boom.
Well, full-ish.
I believe it was it Leaf that had moved the...
The moonbeam.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you had, I believe, bang and busted this door open.
Yeah, we're basically doing a breach and clear where the flashbang is the moonbeam, basically getting moved around the room.
Yep. Just cycle.
You can hear... Actually, Halbrod being in that room, roll me perception.
Oh, I'm sure that'll go great. Okay, that's actually not bad.
As you're sitting there, you're watching this beam of light move around the room, and as it's going, you can hear this as it kind of moves away from it and around it as it's moving, and seems to be aware of what is happening in this weird, creepy, ethereal
Can I-
screaming and groaning that is moving in the shadows.
Can I guide Leaf to move the moonbeam where I hear the sound?
You can try.
Just be like, on the left, all right, over there, to the left more.
My left or your left?
We're both looking the same way. What do you mean?
There?
Leaf, get
Other
off your
side.
head. Stand upright.
The other left. I basically try and make it so that if it sweeps the room, kind of makes it like you know, like a sweeping motion that will make like an arc that would pin whatever creature is there into a corner, so that it can't move away from it, and then the beam would just land on it.
It's a moonbeam Roomba.
Everyone run into the room.
Pretty much. Yeah, and I will move back a bit away from where I hear the sounds because I got hit enough. I'm good.
Roll me either Arcana or Religion.
Ooh,
Halbrod.
okay.
As you're watching all of this happen and trying to direct everything.
Well, they're both a +0, so
I believe
let's
in it.
try it.
Hey!
Yeah, thank you for believing in me. That worked.
As
Yep.
as
We all
you're
believe you.
hearing all of these noises and directing the beam and watching it go around, you're realizing that without making it manifest, that essentially one is never going to be enough to just randomly catch it. That if it was bigger, or you had more of them to corner it, but right now it's too ethereal in how it's able to move past you moving a beam of light around a room.
Well, when we fought a demon, it helped, so I will try and help by casting light on my sword. See if that will make it apparate. Give Leaf a target.
As you cast light on your weapon, just for fun, let's make you do the... How far is it?
20-foot bright light and 20-foot dim light.
Okay. Boop, boop, boop.
You're positively glowing.
As you do this, you see the kind of curtains around the window over here kind of flutter for a moment.
Over there! And I point with the sword.
And the light goes there, and you watch as the curtains fall off and land with a sudden, loud bang.
Good news, I killed the curtains.
Seems to be a little silent for a moment.
I'm gonna put my shield behind me, and ready a firebolt. If anything jumps out, I fire.
And then it
Brenna,
hits
get
you.
in here. These things like you.
You realize one thing
No, thank you.
in that moment. Each room, it wanted you to get close to something before it triggered. It either got multiple of you, got a few of you. Each thing seemed to be triggered by some kind of location within the house.
Gonna gingerly take a step forward.
Leaf, cast fireball.
Gingerly.
Moonbeam.
Gingerly.
Still not ginger. If nothing happens, I will take another step forward. Still firebolt at the ready.
I'm gonna move out of the way so Brenna's got a clear line to fire.
The room fades away.
Uh-oh. Which one of us did it?
Halbrod. As the room fades away, it's just your companions that actually seem to fade from existence. You're still in the same room, but newer, cleaner, with an immaculate
is a
bedspread.
Roomba.
And in the corner of the bed opposite you, you see the same soldier, but he doesn't look so majestic anymore. He's got a scar running down one side of his face, and he's old, and as far as you can tell for elves, fairly far in his life. Roll me insight.
That should go great. Come on, you've been rolling well tonight. Okay. Yeah, we're staying steady with the 15s. 15 and 16.
You see a heaviness in his eyes as he slowly scans the room. And you see as he slowly stands up from the bed and he walks over and looks outside. And as he slowly looks down, you can see the dejectedness on his face. And then you hear whispering. Suddenly, in almost as if a tickle in the back of your mind. Use me. And you watch as his hand strays slowly to a sheathed sword sitting on the bedside table. Use me. It keeps whispering slowly to him. Use me. You can hear its incessant call. But as you look down through the window, all you see is children running.
Children.
You see the city at peace. And you watch as his face just seems to grimace. And you watch as his hand seems to clench itself into a fist, resisting the urge to touch the sword again. And slowly he turns, and you find yourself back in the room. Slowly you see Leaf in the corner. And then you realize, oh fuck! There's something behind Leaf.
Yeah, it's called Brenna.
So we closed the door.
In
and walked
relation
away.
to where I am. Wait for me, I want burgers! Does my firebolt go off?
Yeah.
When I see it?
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
you can fire it off.
Leaf, duck!
Not so much in the ducky duck.
Please
Gotta-
duck harder.
Right? No,
Done better, damn it!
no, not turn into one. I meant
No,
I mean, that gets him out of the way.
because I'm lower.
As long as he's not a giant duck, that gets him out of the way. It's fine.
I mean, a goose would be better. You don't fuck with geese.
it would still be the
Sure.
most hilarious resolution of that action.
Yes, but
It
you're
would
not
be.
allowed to turn into anything with a flyer swim speed yet. So
Right.
stay out of those forms.
Flightless goose.
So, a miniature ostrich.
Alrighty, so that, of course, in all of this, does not hit. So let's
Yeah, I figured.
clear our previous order here.
Do I get enough time to pull out my shield?
So has it been about a minute yet for the moonbeam to wear or go by?
Unfortunately, in the time that he is gone, yes.
Okay, that's what I figured.
But
But I wouldn't have objected if you said longer.
I'll tell you what. I will give you one moment in this turn to hit one of them as it fades after that. I like the cinematics of it.
Alright, the one behind me, I guess.
Because you get, like, what, 30 foot of movement, essentially, a turn with it.
Oh my god. I'm
I
so
think so.
fucking dead.
Oh no, wait. Oh yeah,
The-
move 60 feet, so really far.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you'd absolutely be able to throw it there on your turn, no matter what. Oh,
And it was
wow.
only 7 damage.
Oh, wow. It's actually rolling my tokens correctly. Hot damn.
You'll need to fix my initiative and add Ukrad in. I can't select his token.
Do I need to roll? I'm not in the room yet.
I mean, you should still run as you hear them roll, as you hear them screaming in
Okay.
the room.
Are you
Okay.
planning on coming into the room, or are you just gonna hang?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
you
like,
gonna help?
they
I'm
got
making
this.
sure. I'm just making sure. Oh
They got
my
Need to
They're
roll.
big
I'm
boys.
not coming in.
Oh my god.
Do I need to help the party?
I mean, I'm kind of on my lunch break.
I rolled a 20 and it's not showing up, and I'm very mad.
It is.
Yeah, it did.
It literally is.
Oh, I had to scroll. For some reason, it was stuck like way further up. My
We'll
bad.
see.
Okay.
You good?
I
You on the
win.
list and everything.
First 20 of the night. Ooh. And it's on an initiative. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Okay.
Well, the ghosty noises be in the other room, and it be your turn.
All right. Can I get around everybody and get in there?
You can always move
Or-
through teammates.
Elbows
I
out.
got you. All right. Well, to start things off, I would like to cast Hunter's Mark on the Spectre.
I think I forgot to click.
Right.
Which one?
There we go. What do you mean, which one? Oh, the one in the corner by Leaf.
Okay.
My bad.
I forgot to do
that
mine,
too.
and I just did it now. So I'm gonna. Sorry about that.
Okay, so now I am going to pull out the long bow. I assume that is a he. I no longer have any dreadful strikes, sadly. So. But did it roll the hunter's mark or no?
It did.
It did. Okay.
So,
Well, shablam. And I am going to end my turn.
okay. You shoot, and you watch as the arrow seems to move through it after some slight resistance, seeming to definitely do less than you wish.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then, oh, it's that one's turn. Oh, really? Okay. You watch as this ghost moves over and runs straight at you, Halberod. And then you watch as it runs straight through you.
Oh, that's unpleasant.
And swings at Acacia. They have a silly big movement. Damn ghosts. Oh. Well. That'll hit.
I don't see it. What is it? I'm scared.
It's a 23 to hit.
Yep, that's definitely 10 over hit.
Mm-hmm. I rolled a 19 on the dice, so
God bless.
that's why I'm like, yeah, that's a hit. And that is 12 drain.
Well,
You take 12 damage, and your maximum is reduced by 12. Oh, damn. I rolled
holy
max damage.
shit.
I just realized that.
Okay.
That was max.
Okay. Damn.
That is.
Do I have to change it on my token in the game too, or just doing it on?
I think if you do it
D&D
on
Beyond
D&D
works.
Beyond, it should update everything.
Okay, I did it, but I don't know if it's working. I'll just update it since it's not. There we go.
Oh, wait. Why is yours not set correctly?
I'm usually the GM. I am so sorry, guys. I'm not used to any of this stuff. I've never had to be the
No.
player and use all
Yours
this,
wasn't set up right. I don't know why yours isn't set up
Okay.
right, but I'm gonna correct that.
I mean, do you want to switch and you DM tonight and do you play Casio tonight?
sounds great.
Oh my god.
That is not what she sounds like.
Okay, now we have to do
What?
this.
Valley Girl Ocasio.
All right, so you see how it should update more correctly now because I just reset the correct parameters.
Okay, cool. Well, Al, that was very, very rude.
Ghosts don't play nice. Brenna!
All right. So I guess I can see one right on the other side of Ocasio. So let's see what they think of a dagger to the face. Maybe not.
That'll hit.
Really? All right.
Well, Brenna doesn't even have to try. I'm just gonna throw in that general direction. They
And
won't
it's
get to it.
And their psychic daggers are quite effective.
D, something's wrong. Now it says that my total max health is 16 out of 16 on my token. It should be 16/28.
What was your
no, because it
maximum
drains
hit
your
points?
max HP.
28. And
Yeah,
now it
it-
says 16 out of 16.
It drains your maximum.
Oh, that's right. I forgot it was draining. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
I'm like, no. I'm the one that did the other
forgot
half.
about
Yeah.
that. Yep, I forgot about
Yeah.
that. My
That's
bad.
why I'm
That's-
at quote unquote.
That's why I'm
full
like, you know
health.
what? I'm just gonna throw from back here.
Yeah, look at everybody
I forgot
else.
about that. I'm
Ask
sorry.
about everybody else's health totals around you. Because, like, it's
bad.
currently 16, 15, 17, 14.
Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
But
Yeah.
also, since I hit, I get advantage on my bonus action attack. So,
Mm-hmm.
I can't see anybody else's health. I just see a full green bar above everybody except the Spectre.
Oh,
Oh, you can't see my numbers?
I think that'll do it.
No.
Yeah, I
you
think
all
that'll
look
hit.
cool to me.
Ah,
Which isn't cool. 'cause
yeah,
I
no,
have a
everybody-
heal, damn it.
I'm the only one that gets to see the actual numbers.
Oh.
But otherwise, the bar does move above everybody's health. Just right now, it's all full for each of you.
Just a slightly less full.
Dewey, go pop. You go pop.
Yes, he does.
nice.
He had 9 left.
Ah, thank you, Brenna.
And you hit him for 13.
I will then take a step back, and that'll be the end of my turn. That's the end of my turn, and now I gotta do Ukrit.
Not a bad 29 damage turn for you.
No, fuck these things. Okay, so Ukrad has 30 feet. I think that's enough to get him right here.
Yeah. Looks like it to me.
Can you move him? I don't have access to his tip.
Okay.
And oh, I don't know if I can roll for him either. Smash.
Yeah,
wait,
you
do you
can.
random question?
Random answer.
Because of my eye patch,
Orange.
the detect sense, would I have been able to see the specter?
The specters were incorporeal in the moments for it. Like I was saying, you basically had to get them to manifest first. So, unfortunately, not in that situation. If they were somebody hiding under something in the room, yes.
Oh, okay, I see you wrote a description out.
Snoop. Partial damage. As it is resistant. And it unfortunately cannot be pushed back.
Yeah, doesn't he get some kind of rage thing when he's near Leaf?
If Leaf is using their thing. Because that thing...
Less than an hour, so it should still be up.
Well, that is effectively they get advantage. The other thing they have is the thing that I believe should be like a runic shield ability.
Yeah, but he's already in melee.
Yep. I'm like, that's what I was going to say, but it doesn't really do anything for this moment.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled twice just because I didn't see that it had gone through.
Yeah.
So we'll count that as advantage. I assume he hits with both.
Yep.
Alright, then that will be the end of his turn. He will stand there and look aggressive at it.
Rar. Rar.
As only a green-skinned Mike can do.
Green or red?
Green.
I always imagined he turned like Red Hulk when he gets enraged.
It's just like postulating. Well, not pus, but like, you know.
Fair enough.
But, yeah. It's your turn then, Leaf.
I guess Shalalag.
Well, the other thing was, I believe you were moving the beam for the remainder of its thing.
Oh, I thought that ended when combat started.
No, I said I was giving you one round here,
Oh,
essentially, to throw it.
All right.
Unfortunately,
Shalala.
it was just a very quick murder round. For the one, at least.
Boon and Shalalag.
Well, the Shalalag will hit, actually.
That's force damage, because that's what I've been doing with it.
It's definitely better. Force is better than just hit. I gotta be honest.
Yeah.
But as this moonbeam kind of moves in, you see, roll me perception, those of you in the room.
Well, there goes the streak.
That's for Ukrad. He fucking nailed it.
Can I
Right.
use my eye patch for advantage? Is it situational for that or no?
No, because it's honestly just noticing a detail in
Okay.
what's gonna happen with the ghost. With the
I had to
ghosty
check.
here. No, it's valid to ask. I ain't gonna fault you for asking. So, all of you kind of see as this specter all of a sudden seems to form into another image. This one seems to look very familiar, but you can't quite place it. And Ukrad realizes from looking at the man downstairs that this last ghost was probably that man's father.
Hey, this looks like that man's father.
As it seems to
Old and ghostly?
slowly fade away.
Escandalo.
What's
Yeah.
your meaning, soldier?
That's a new one.
And the
Did you
light.
say what's your meaning this time? Hasn't even saying what's your mission.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, he
interesting.
said mission. Fuck. There was one other thing. He's mostly said mission. He said one other thing during it. God damn it.
Yeah, I mainly remember mission.
Purpose.
Hmm.
He said mission, purpose, and meaning.
What is your favorite color?
Blue, no yellow?
Green!
Goodbye, Ukron.
You see, as this happens, you remember the slight drop rope that you had gotten before that seemed to lead to the attic. Since that was discovered last session, I figured I could remind you.
Let's go fight the ghoul in the attic, I guess.
I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't think it's a ghoul.
Want me to boost you up?
I'm just going to say this right now. I'm not going first this time.
Okay, but who is going first? Because I have one more of these vials.
Should we
Listen,
send?
I don't feel comfortable sending Ukrod first.
Yeah. Leave.
Just because I can't die doesn't mean I have to risk my neck.
But if I splash you with this inane
Crumble.
water, you'll be less likely to die.
What if I just poke my head up there and see what's going on?
It's fine.
You are
Splash
sneakier
the water
than
on
most
me.
of us.
All right.
Just-
Splish. And then I do some kind of gesticulation that you can't understand.
Awesome dance moves.
So are
And for
you?
shits and giggles, with my disadvantage on stealth, I'm going to try to stealth.
I was gonna say, are you trying to peek your head up? I'll describe what you see without showing it to you.
Sure.
Yeah, I would be more than willing to poke my head up, but I'm not going.
Oh,
there.
damn. Without disadvantage, that would have been an awesome roll.
You poke your head up slowly
Clang, clang.
to kind of see what's over the edge of the attic. And you see mostly storage and discarded items, except for nope. That's a lot of arcane stuff. And actually that looks like a bunch of candles, and oh, that's circles of salt. And there's a sword in the middle of it.
I'm going to reach my hand over the edge and send little spider up.
Okay. Interesting concept.
Spider, go check out that circle. The spider is blind, but continues. Oh, there we go.
I'm giving Buddy some pocket bacon and making sure he's alright.
The spider's gonna touch the sword.
Buddy seems really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy touches the sword? Or your spider touches the
spider.
sword?
I mean, Buddy can.
Nope.
Okay, so your spider touches the sword. Let's see.
We now have to fight a giant spider wielding a sword.
The spider
The spider's the chosen one now.
is instantly
It's the new boss.
cursed. So I guess that means... I don't know how that really would work. So yeah, the spider gets instantly cursed, and then, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do that in this situation. So I will make
Oh, hey.
a...
I have that sword jump.
Foop. Oh, I missed.
Beautiful.
So the spider is currently cursed. And just kind of gets yeeted away from the sword.
I guess it wasn't.
Hey guys, the sword might be cursed.
Oh my god, does the spider die?
No, because I missed.
Leaf, let it bite you. You'll become Spider-Man.
But it is cursed right now. Spider is cursed and has disadvantage on any check to do anything.
You'll become Black Suit Spidey.
Quick, spider. Head back down the stairs. Okay, we all ready to go up now? Don't touch the sword.
Are we gonna have
Don't
to
it.
fight the sword?
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to touch the sword.
I
won't.
You have to fight something.
I won't, but I really want to.
I mean, you do you.
I mean, maybe it just has arachnophobia.
I'm sure it just wants a gentler touch.
Well, if you guys want to move up there, I will move you across the threshold.
Perhaps some light sources first.
What?
I just wave my glowy sword. Fucking light stick. Oh, I can't move. How do I? I think I'm in the wall.
How about
Thank
that?
you. Yep, that works now.
Came through the window, bitch.
And the cursed spider is going to find a nice little corner in one of these rooms to make a nest and lick its wounds.
With my very, very safe knowledge of rituals, does this mean anything to me?
This looks like somebody... Well, roll me Arcana.
Whee! Nope.
Someone
ritual.
tried to bind
Like that.
something here.
Maybe it was this barrel to the wall.
Does this look like anything I might have seen in our wall?
Ooh. Roll me Arcana or History.
Great, they're both 0.
I mean, that's all broad too. You
Now my
knights
history is a +2.
so good at this.
My history is a +2, just my arcana is not that great.
Yes. You're trying to remember where. But for some reason, the image of Olin's armor comes to mind for a moment.
Don't like
There's
that.
something familiar about this to me. can't quite place it, but it reminds me of Olin the Brute. You all met him earlier. Do you think they're trying to create another one of him? Or trying to summon something else?
I mean, this is, from what I remember, this is a binding ritual. So I don't think that
they
our
found
elven
something
friend
here.
downstairs. Yeah, I don't think our elven friend downstairs is trying to make whatever the fuck they did to Olin. I think they did to Olin whatever the fuck this is.
Should we free it? Or should we just leave it be? Or try to free it, I should say, because I have no idea where to begin.
I'm not sure what would be the best idea here. Not sure that freeing whatever is kept here would be a good thing, but maybe it would end the curse.
Or perhaps we break
Sure.
the binding.
Is my
And
eye
set
patch
it free
detecting
completely?
anything? Do I hear anything? Is anything calling to me?
Roll me perception.
Does it want me to touch the sword?
Pick me up.
As
Oh,
soon
Good lord.
as you walk into this room,
Well, I get advantage if I'm using my eye patch. Am I using my eye patch or no?
as soon as you walk into this room, the hairs on the back of your neck begin to stand on end. You didn't quite see it from across the room, but as you move closer, you realize that the candles and the markings on the floor aren't as simple as they seem. You realize that they're inlaid runework within the floor. It seems to have been here for a long time.
Do I know the
Roll
language
me-
of the runes?
Roll me survival. Runes are runes. They are the language of the builders, the ancient people and technology that people just try to find to enhance and do all of these technological things.
It's some sort of elvish. I can't read it. Anyways, I rolled a 22.
You want me to try to read it?
Melon.
What's the Elvish word for friend?
Melon.
Belak.
I mean, above game, it's actually giant, but there are no giants. So it's no, it's not elvish in that situation.
Yeah, I was just quoting. For
No. I know. I was just making sure in that moment, since we are in elf area. But you realize as you're looking at it that despite the fact that the sword itself looks like it has not moved in centuries. But despite that, it looks like the dust leading just up to the circle has been disturbed over and over again.
Are they spider footprints?
No, not just. That's the point.
repose.
I know.
They're probably healthier than footprints.
They've tried over and over again, and they've all failed.
So what's the plan?
You pick up the sword and then I cast Moonbeam on you.
I only have 16 health. Well, I don't know that. I'm only at half health right now.
You're like,
So-
I don't feel very
Oh,
good.
I mean,
I have gentle
I could-
repose.
I could just.
Leaf, you know you're most protected right now.
So
Gentle
everyone
repose could
stand in a
work,
circle holding hands, and Halbrod picks up the sword.
Or maybe protection from good and evil.
I have an idea that
Have that?
may work, maybe.
Are you gonna touch it with your prosthetic?
Mage hand?
No, I've touched swords with that hand before. It didn't go well.
I mean, I have mage.
I'm gonna I'm gonna try and like stand at attention and just loudly say, "Report for duty, soldier." Okay, that worked too well.
Yeah, Halbrad, I think you pissed
Good
it
job,
off.
Habra. Ask it what its favorite color is.
Slowly within the circle,
Die.
a shadowy soldier steps forth.
Oh. Are you protecting this thing?
Protecting. No. I am not protecting. I am the last one that was worthy.
Worthy of what?
Wielding this weapon.
Oh, so you have to be worthy to hold it, huh?
What do you think, soldier?
In the visions, did I see any of the soldiers saluting? Because my guess is centuries ago they didn't have the same kind of salute that we have now.
I think that, I mean, I know there is at least a few of them that would have included a salute.
Gonna try and repeat that salute towards the creature. Of the spirit.
Roll me persuasion with advantage.
Okay. Come on, I'm good at this. Don't fuck me. Okay. Advantage is good.
The wraith turns to you with what seems to be a long, eyeless stare. And then it slowly returns the salute.
The wraith is meowing at us.
It meowed at me. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
So your joints seem to be a little creaky with time. I have some oil in my pack if you want some. I use it for my hand. It's very useful.
You want to go out?
Clearly, there's a ghost in here. I want to pet the ghost kitty. Can I pet the ghost kitty?
That was from across the room too. That's because I have my crisp off, so you could hear my initial moan growl there.
I'm gonna step just a little bit closer, like without giving any like threatening intent, and just say, "You've been here for centuries, I'm assuming. Your enemies from long ago, the demons, they're coming back. They're coming back to this city. We want to stop them.
What do you want?
To protect the people of the city and send those demons back where they came from.
Suddenly, in a blink, the wraith is standing behind you.
And what will you do when there's no more demons left?
I heard there's a good shawarma joint down the road.
How about is standing the straightest he's ever stood in his life? I will make sure that the threat does not return and keep the citizens of the kingdom safe. I will keep the peace as best I can.
With a snap, it's standing right in front of you.
What will you do with consuming power?
So, I understand there's some kind of language barrier with time. Do you mean me consuming power or power consuming others? I just want to, be clear on the question.
A power that demands to be used.
I think he wants to give you the sword.
It means it's interested in your previous answers.
Well, as much as I'm not intending on living a short life, I know that I don't have as great a life expectancy as you did. But I also know that the kingdom is never short on enemies. And the kingdom is the people. So I will make sure that this power is used against the enemies of the people, no matter who they are or what they are.
The wraith leans in slowly, looking at you for a long moment with eyeless, staring face.
I try and stand still, but lean back just a little bit, because that's very intense.
You can feel it almost weighing the answer in your eyes in the moment. Yeah. It's gonna whisper something to you, and I'm gonna put it in your notes.
Okay.
Do you like shawarma?
I've never tried, but I'm open to it.
It would be funny if that was what it whispered to you. How do you like my hats?
And it leans back slowly and salutes you.
I don't know how good Ocasio's insight is or something, but because she's right in front of Halbard, she would definitely see on his face kind of like a look where he's like kind of considering the words and trying to weigh exactly what it could mean, but also like kind of subconsciously already thinking that he knows what it might mean. But I will return the salute.
He fades away.
What's that all about?
Um, I'm not 100% sure, but I think maybe it's gone. Does the house feel any different right now?
No, not yet.
Pick it up.
You got any tips for coming back if you die?
I mean, it comes natural to me. Usually, my lovely followers do a little ceremony, bury me in the ground, wait a few seasons, dig me back up.
Cool.
I will do this for you if you die.
Thank you. That helps, I think. I'm gonna step closer and making sure not to disturb the ritual. I'm gonna step over the lines and like between the rooms and everything. And I'm gonna okay.
Does this
I'm
feel
gonna...
like a stupid idea? This feels like a stupid idea.
Don't worry,
It already does.
I will have Moonbeam ready to strike you down if needed.
Thanks. I think.
Would you
I
rather
look
be a
back at
ghost?
Buena. I look back at Buena and like, we're definitely getting burgers after this. And I'm gonna grab the sword.
Don't grab this pointy end.
Man,
The
I have that sword
sword.
downstairs. Technically, the pommel is pointy as well.
Everyone else in the room watches as the room seems to darken immensely. Slowly, the shadows of the room and the rest of the house seem to coalesce towards the attic, becoming ever darker in the room that you're in until slowly they seem to continuously recede into the sword, so that light slowly begins to enter at the edges as more of the shadows are absorbed into the sword in this moment as you touch it. The sword feels cold at first, but it feels cold like a bed that you haven't laid in for a long time. One that's cold only because it hasn't been touched, but one that's waiting for you and comforting. Now the house feels different. Now I'd like you to roll me a d20 and a d100.
Well, we're back on theme with the 15s and 14s.
Okay. Oh, damn. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Interesting. But what does that... Do you... That doesn't... Okay, so I'm guessing I just get to pick for that one then? That's interesting that it gives me a chart for that and is like, do the thing.
Ooh, let me pick.
And it gives you a result, but then it doesn't really necessarily explain a whole lot for that result. So give me a moment here. Just to pull up one of the charts.
Intermission.
Yeah, we might as well. Because I'm just trying to grab real quick. Apparently a list of materials for potential items, because that was what one of the roles was. And I'm going to assume that there's about 3 different options, maybe 4, without needing to go super deep into this. So I'm going to say roll me... I want it to be a little extended here because I'm going to make the higher ones a little bit rarer. So roll me a d8.
Woo!
Okay. Well. Let's see, where is that? No, this one. There we go. Oh, man. All right, so.
I'm listening to the Monty Python intermission music while you're doing this. It's kind of amazing.
Just so you entirely understand what it is that you're looking at.
Uh-huh. Oh. Wow.
It is currently a +1 weapon.
Okay.
The way that this is intended for is if you feed it, as you feed it, you will awaken additional runes.
Wait, this sounds familiar. Feed it souls, Halbarad.
You'll notice that the literal lore of this weapon fucking hits pretty perfectly with the area and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said, I'm like, I found this weapon and I was like, holy shit, this is perfect for this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the minor property that you rolled was the other thing that I added there. And its sentience gives you the other thing that I added there in your notes. So yeah. You feel a little different as you
Uh-huh.
hold this long sword.
Taylor's died.
I'm glad to see it has continued to curse other generations.
I mean, there was a haunted house with a magical weapon that was saying, use me, use me, use me, use me, use me, and hadn't been used, and nobody in this family had been worthy since the original wielder, and it's been sitting here this whole time getting really upset and hungry.
Is it made out of chardolan?
No, it's made out of adamantium.
All of a sudden, you
I
tell
was
this random
promised we were
fucking
gonna fight a
human.
house.
So
I was promised
I
we were
have-
gonna fight a house, and I don't see a house.
Yeah. Look up,
The house swallowed you.
so now that you're out, depending on how this went, depending on how you went through everything, the actual, like, getting sucked in and eaten and being able to be attacked from everything inside within the Monsters Manual for 2024, there are multiple types of revenants. One of them, specifically, is the haunted house. One of them is a haunted graveyard. But the haunting revenant eats you into its domain with a plane shift on the initial saving throw that you made to come in. It can object slam you and attack you if I wanted to go that way, but it's a full CR 10. So instead, I took its hit points and divided it amongst all of the ghosts that you fought. But I mean, if you wanted to instead take the 5d8 plus 5 damage that its object slam does.
Brenda said it's okay.
I'm good.
Yeah, that
So,
couldn't
question.
possibly go wrong.
How do
Frank likes
how
making
do
new characters.
How do those two things that you've added come into play? Like,
Your personality, thanks to having
Uh-huh.
this weapon now bound to you,
Mhm.
affects you with that flaw.
okay,
The other thing is that it is extremely effective at destroying objects.
okay,
Anything to destroy an object is a critical.
okay.
That is literally what adamantium weapons do.
Cool. What length or size is it, by the way?
Well, it is a long sword.
Okay. Because I'm looking at it and there's like
Yep.
5 different options to it. So
No.
just
I made it a long sword specifically
Okay.
because I'm like that's the fun, like, it's just in that annoying, like, good enough but not perfect for anybody.
Mhm.
But I was leaving it up to who gave good answers. You gave good answers.
So do I need to take the time to attune to it, or did giving the
Oh,
answers attune?
No, yeah, no, that's the entire thing. If you look, like, it's you're just, if you manage to get it, you are instantly attuned to it, because
Okay.
it has to accept you.
Makes sense.
Because that's what you see there. It functions as a non-magical weapon for anyone except for its chosen bearer.
Gotcha.
And it curses
In
anybody.
Dargouth, weapon wields you.
Well, that was
Yeah.
I found this perfect little weapon. It was a weapon that fits so perfectly into the lore that was already there.
Yeah.
And you wanted to be able to find something to help you with them our demons. Well, this thing wants to help with the demons. It definitely wants to help. And now it makes you want to help too.
Or else.
I'm sure that no one will see it, with a bit of a stink eye that this fucking weapon chose random fucking human number 6 in the extras list.
I mean, it's
It's gonna be interesting.
I'm more imagining it like some of the crazy things where they're like, wait, the humans are the only ones crazy enough to have thought of to combine these things. Why has nobody thought to combine these things?
Yeah.
Cause yeah, that's the other thing is you are in a situation where it used to just mostly be elves and everything here the last time there was a war. And now other things have kind of moved into the area after apparently almost everything was wiped out.
I don't know about y'all, but I could use a long rest. What do you say we have a haunted house sleepover?
You sound a bit far.
Pass.
Wow.
You sound a bit quiet. I couldn't hear what you said.
My bad.
You realize that you can leave the house if you want to. And you can hear this all of a sudden slow creaking of a door and then the screaming adulations as you can all kind of see the owner kind of flee out the front door.
I'm just looking out the window. I'm like, we needed to talk to him still. Damn it.
It's like, oh, thank God I can leave!
Doesn't he realize he lives here?
I don't think he wants to anymore. Which, I mean, we've been here for just, an hour, and I get it.
Well, since he doesn't want to live here, Brenna, should we look around and see if there's anything valuable up here?
I mean, I was gonna do that anyway.
Well, you hadn't said anything, so I just wanted to ask.
Well, let's look around and see if there's anything valuable up here.
I don't know anything.
You don't understand the value of gold, so you wouldn't see anything of value.
Guys, look at these mushrooms growing on this crate over here.
Lovely.
See, I actually imagine it kind of
Kind of mushrooms.
like the opposite. It's more like Leaf's looking around and is like, I don't understand. There's no vegetation here at all. How could I find anything of value in this place? Meanwhile, Brenna kind of goes over and let's see. Go ahead and roll me percentile there, Brenna.
Get all these gold bars.
You know what I'm looking for? Why?
Let's see. Okay, so that one is going to be... Roll me a d10.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
While they're looking around, I'm going to transfer the ruby onto the Moonblade.
I'm just gonna go ahead and slip that in my bag.
Yes. Yeah, why not? Okay, so... No. Come on, isn't there just a table here? Come on, just give me a table. Alright, Ocasio, roll me a percentile.
Which one is that?
D100.
Oh.
You don't find exactly what it is you were hoping to find. But you do find this.
Cool.
So what else do you do? Halbrod, something tells you to go outside.
Okay. I will head outside.
Don't do it. It's the cursed sword.
Oh, Halbrod,
From
get
me.
away from the window. Go downstairs.
I'm
Halbrod
gonna
jumps out the
walk.
window.
I'm gonna walk like
I
a
have to
zombie
cloak of the
towards Leaf. Just walking like a zombie towards Leaf.
It said go outside. This is the fastest way outside.
I will head downstairs.
Using the
and
stairs.
Make my way. Yes.
Downtown. Fine, you stay here.
Someone's still looking for wine.
I'm trying to figure out how to leave and I can't do it.
I was trying to pull you, and then like you moved while I was doing it, so it was like, nope. It's like, you're staying here. As you begin to walk towards the door, you realize that it looks... Well, roll me survival.
Okay.
Got my one balanced with a 20.
the time of day is completely wrong for what you expect it to be.
Leaf doesn't care.
As in, like, we came in when it was morning and now it's night, or?
You came in, I believe, a little bit more later in the day, and it's early morning.
Leaf doesn't sleep. He doesn't find it weird.
Is there anyone outside?
As you first get outside, you don't see anyone. But then, as you begin to round yourself around the rest of the city, you begin to see it.
Uh-oh.
Guards. Every single guard you'd ever seen that had ever been on duty. Everyone seems to be on patrol. You can see where the barricades of the far side of the river seem to have been dropped. But roll me history again. I'll give you this. One terrible reminder.
The die won't give it.
You find yourself in this city with no walls. You're in a city that has only known peace. A city that has never had to defend itself.
Wait, did this city have walls before?
You realize it did. They were wiped out. Everything was destroyed. When they rebuilt, there hasn't been walls. The city expanded. And it's been peaceful for thousands and thousands of years.
These short-lived elves easily forget things. But I believe, remember, what was I talking about?
I'm gonna call out to, like, one of the girls when the patrol comes by close and ask them what day it is. Because clearly we skipped time, but I don't know how much time we skipped.
What year is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Leaf's gonna like pop a mushroom in his mouth and look at Halbrod and be like, "You get used to time skipping around after a few of these. Would you like some?"
I'm good, thank you.
The guard looks
I'll
at
take
you,
one.
More for me.
kind of confused for a moment, and you realize it's been about 3 days.
Okay.
And then you all see it.
Demon on the horizon.
Smoke in the distance.
Oh, that's just the church.
No, that's from the south.
Well, where's this?
This is coming from this direction.
Oh no, Bo. Willow Pit Farm.
Roll me survival.
Hang on, that's my jam.
I only rolled a 2. +5.
Brenna, you realize that's not quite right. It's not quite the Willow Pit yet. But fucking hells, they're getting close. Maybe the
Damn
warning
problem.
maybe the warning to that farmer to be careful of things from the woods helped.
It's hoping. I'm gonna tell the guard to warn Captain Arcos, I think that's how you pronounce it, that we need to mobilize. We are under attack very soon.
You can see as the guard seems to kind of nod and run back, and people are already kind of on the move. And you realize you have to make a plan.
We should go check on the mayor and see if he actually reached out to the knights and if they responded.
Rather than just transferring the maps just to deal with that part. As when you approach the mayor's, you're brought into the same kind of main room that he's been meeting you in, but this time more of the tables have been pushed together, and you can see where there's almost a war room that's been prepared with various maps of the area and various details. And you realize that some of these maps are not recent by any standard. And that he's trying to do everything possible to cross-reference various information to get as much information that he can as far as what resources could potentially be in an area, might be there, could be there, anything. And as you all kind of walk in, he just kind of tosses a stack of papers into the air. It's like, I bloody hells, where have you been?
Did we miss something?
We've been trapped in a house.
Yeah, we just spent an hour in the Kisune house.
He said it didn't let him out all of the time, but I didn't take that to be real.
Yeah. No, when I say we spent an hour, I mean we left here, we got some gear, and went straight there and spent an hour, and now we're back.
Oh, wonderful. Well,
As I'm sure we all still look very fucked up.
yeah. The West is on fire. That's
Yeah, we saw that.
all of the reports that we have. We don't know entirely for sure what is coming. The only reports say goblins.
Oh, is that it? Not demons or...
He looks up at you. You haven't put that together in all of this, have you?
No.
The goblins are either the vanguard or they're possessed by the demons.
They're
From
not
what I'm
even
guessing.
they're not even possessed is the thing that we figured out. The ones that you sent before. They changed. They came for one of the farms. Only one of them made it to us. Those goblins were never goblins.
I think that they were lying to you from the beginning. I think if we had taken a chance and hit them with silver, we would have potentially learned the truth earlier on. But we missed every opportunity. And so we tried to offer hospitality, and they brought only brutality. Your help is not coming.
The knights not responded? Or was that their response?
My missive showed up to an empty camp.
I turned to Ocasio.
This is news to
Yes.
you. The camp that they're telling you that the camp that you were even told to report to has been pulled up.
Oh wow.
Well, we know how brave Sir Robin is.
You remember in that moment that when you were coming back into the city, you watched as those knights were riding out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you watched as they were leaving, and you assumed that they were stopping.
Hmm.
But it appears that they were not.
Is that camp the same garrison that I had told the quote-unquote goblins to go to?
Yep.
Oh.
Great. So much for knightly values.
So what's your plan? He looks at you just like, I don't.
How about just kind of like leans over the table, like 1,000 yards there, kind of like looking but not looking at the maps.
He throws a letter towards you, and it kind of flies with this uneven grace as you can see a wax seal on the paperwork.
Do I know that seal?
As you pick it up to begin looking at it, roll me history with advantage.
Okay.
It's the crest of Sept Artelburn.
Can you write it down?
Yeah, one
I-
second.
No idea for the spelling. Okay, what does that tell me?
It's one of the royal houses.
Okay.
From what you can see, you realize 2 of the knights that you saw here were from that house. This report says that everything that they turned up in the area says that the goblin reports were just trumped up rumors. That nothing
was in the area that garnered any sort of attention from the Kingdom of Arwald.
So no one's coming. Great.
At least you've got you and your nice new sword.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be enough.
You've got me. Because Brenna said
That's
I had
true.
help.
I just look past Leaf. Thank you, Luna.
Well, perhaps we grab ourselves some rest and maybe we become the front line.
There's not enough time to make fortifications that would even hold a siege at this point. All we can do is try and slow them down and evacuate the city.
Well, that is... I'll go back to the bigger map here. That is why I posed you all if you wanted to try and fortify more up in here.
We can try and send some people to make fortifications over there. Slow down the advance of the quote-unquote goblins. And meanwhile, have more people in Agrolis to reinforce the city, which again is just going to be slowing them down. It's not.
Bo and I can go ask the druids for help.
That would be very helpful, yeah. I'm sure they have something that can either help with fortifications or...
And Leaf can talk to the other spore druid.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So,
We need to make for Helm's Deep.
interestingly
Enemies
enough...
on the horizon, and Leaf's like, I'm gonna go talk to the other spores druid to learn more about my past. Bye.
Interestingly enough,
Perhaps I can.
is this a split the party scenario?
I think so. Cover more ground quicker.
Perhaps I could reach out to the local thieves guild and see if they have a way to hide some more people, or perhaps smuggle them out of the city.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bo, Lemon, and Leaf are gonna go to the druids.
Lemon.
Bad joke. Bad joke.
I'm gonna look at the mail. Your missives, they go by courier, I'm assuming, or do you have birds? Do you have magical means?
He looks at you, and you can see for the first time as he seems to almost look at you slyly. I do have some means for transporting messages. What are you trying to attain?
Well, if Goblin reports won't send anyone, maybe reports of...
You broke up right at the maybe reports of...
God damn it.
Yeah, that was to make it dramatic.
Yep.
I'll disconnect and reconnect.
Yep.
My Discord fucking up. Anyway, maybe a report of a fugitive will get them to come here.
He looks at you. Roll me persuasion.
Okay.
And he starts to look at you a little sad. I don't think a fugitive is quite going to be enough. And he just kind of sits down a little bit heavily. And he pulls out a new sheet of parchment and begins slowly penning something.
While he's writing, I'm turning to Ocasio and like, is there anything you could do? I mean, you're a fully incited knight, right?
This is your first mission out. You have to report back to any sort of Arvald area to be able to get any resources or kind of commitment from people at this point. You're kind of out of your element. You guys are... The Elfin Nation is the extreme tip of the Arwald Kingdom. This is... You kind of going in the sticks with your first mission. You're there, Ocasio.
What?
Oh, we've just been talking to you this whole time.
I am so sorry. What's up?
How about I just ask, because you're supposed to be a fully incited knight, is there anything you can do? Anyone you can get over here?
And I was saying that with this is your first mission. You were kind of sent out in the sticks here in the outreaches of the Arwald influence. You'd have to get into your kind of area before you could try and be able to convince people to give you the resources and things you'd need for this.
Right. I don't know any of these people. I'm like way out of my usual comfort zone, so no.
Yeah, I know. We haven't touched a tavern since you got here, but we kind of need help.
Okay.
And you see as the mayor finishes pressing his own stamp into some wax, and he seals the letter into a tube, and he hands it to you, Halbrad. I hope you don't need this. Don't open it. Don't look at it. Leave it sealed. If the worst should come to pass, then hopefully this will be proof. This will lend weight to your words.
I give him a nod and put it away into my gear. I'm sure people won't want to, but you have to prepare for an evacuation.
Yes, I was afraid of that. We've asked every able-bodied person to try and help with the defense. Some people don't believe it's real.
They do see the smoke, though, don't they?
Well, that's the thing about people. Some of them believe it's something that will pass. They believe we will be enough. And so we will try, and we will do what we can. But we will not be able to convince them all. And I do not believe that we will all make it out of this, no matter what we do. I hope that we can be enough. I have tried to mobilize everyone that we can. I thought since we couldn't find you, that if we couldn't get the resources from what we hoped, that we could at least try and get the bodies to do what we could.
And your esteemed neighbor, Sir Larongar, is he one of those that believes this will pass?
He believes in the strength of the elven people. He is actually helping the new people to a degree. But he is a hot-headed man helping steer new recruits. He will help them to be, well, the most we can hope from those sorts of recruits. He will help give us what we can hope for from them.
Okay, so Bruno's checking with the Thieves Guild. Bo and Leaf are going for the droids. That leaves 3 of us to go talk to Larongar and maybe up his health by a few degrees.
Well, you can go to him to try and help the people that are here, or go and try and fortify one of the closer farm locations to try and slow them down like you had talked about.
Ukard is a designated tank. He could go and help with the fortifications.
Yeah.
And
Because
then
it's essentially above the board. They're telling you that he is basically being the drill sergeant for the people that are the drafted recruits right now, and he's helping influence them, but they don't know if he can help much more.
Right.
Like, he is still giving you influence, but he is not the major thing that you've gained in this. And I don't know if you're going to be able to get much more of him based off of the choices that you've made. This path is partially locked to you.
Yeah, I think split the party like that, and I can try and convince Larongar as long as Ocasio will help.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Can we get a long rest first, though?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
You're like, we gotta do all these things.
Yeah,
we should rest.
Yeah, let's take a nap. Let's take a nap, and then.
And the mayor looks at us like, really? You've been gone for 3 days, and now you want to take more time?
We were gone for 2 hours, okay? We're going to 2 hours. We got touched appropriately by ghosts.
Man.
We need a
We
nap.
bought a house.
Yeah.
But the house always wins.
The mayor will set you up in his estate with rooms to be able to sleep.
Nice. Because the game was right from the start.
I like playing the anarchy ending for that game.
So now everybody rests. Everybody gets back their drained HP. You guys RP'd the boss rather than aggro him for that area. As much as I was totally in for you guys fighting a wraith with your average HP pool of 15.
Uh-huh.
It
Well,
would have been
thank
fun.
you. No, thank you.
Leaf would have survived or been reborn and made new friends.
One or the other.
At some point while we're resting, I'm going to take the Tesseract out of my bag and slide it into Ukraj without him knowing, just so I don't take it with me to the sea.
Oh my god. Oh man.
You don't trust Leaf with that?
No, it's not that.
I don't trust anyone with that.
He's not taking it with him for the people that he was told to go deliver it to.
Oh, no. I got that. I was just oh, you don't trust me with it?
He's like, I don't even got it. I don't know what you're talking.
Trusting you with it is like trusting Tom Bombadil with the One Ring. You're gonna lose it.
Lose what? What are we
You're
talking
gonna-
about?
You're gonna lose it or toss it away because it's
Lee,
useless.
you touch the big red button every time there's a big red button. I'm not handing you a big red button.
What red button?
The biggest, wettest button.
Oh, that? It was a nice squishy button. Right amount of, like, give. They don't make buttons like that nowadays.
I will get into, when Mike is here, the things that will end up kind of happening with that cube because of that, then. Because that will be interesting. And
Damn
will...
it, just kill off Mike.
Nope. Not anyway. Well, remember,
No, I might have just handed him some very powerful help.
It's more of what are the orcs? And if maybe you share information faster in a network that's beyond that, what happens? So maybe Mike will have, his own dreams and some things that are gonna influence him, and we'll see what happens there.
I hope he has his own dreams and ambitions.
Right? Isn't that gonna be wonderful?
Follow your dreams, go back to bed.
But everybody has...
Yeah, I'm taking Sasha with me and going to bed.
I love it. A mostly peaceful night is past.
Mostly.
Yeah. You are sleeping in the middle of the day in a town that is preparing for an invasion.
I am trancing in the middle of the day.
I wake up in the middle, like, kind of sweaty, looking around, kind of, like, scared, but then I feel Sasha at the bottom of the bed, and I'm like, okay, I'm good.
I love it.
Do you want the pet spider also?
I don't.
As the little tarantula comes over to you.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Room for everyone.
It's gonna, like, sleep on the top of your head.
Totally normal.
It's gonna do kind of like a
how
little
far-
burrow in, little nuzzle, and, like, fall asleep.
How far in?
How far outside of the city is the Druid Grove?
Not that far.
I'm the
Like
druid
an hour?
now.
I don't even think it's even an hour. Because I think it was like 45 minutes, I think I said. 30 to 45.
So, little more than a mile.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to use Psychic Whispers, and I'm going to connect to Halberod and Bo so that we can communicate back and forth.
Good choice.
For 1 hour.
You communicate snoring with Halberd.
Do you do anything to indicate connection? Because I don't think you've connected to Bo before.
Once the connection is made, I will explain in your head how this works and that you can communicate back and forth as long as we're within a mile of each other.
Would you like to accept a collect call from Britta?
And since the first one doesn't cost me anything, I'm going to drop it and re-roll it for an actual use of psionic dice.
Okay.
Hey, 6 hours. That'll work.
That's a bit better.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more useful than, hey, you guys got to the Druid Grove.
Right.
We can't talk anymore.
All right, thanks,
You've
bye.
got 15 minutes.
Make it count. You know, just for the fun of some of the things that's going to happen, for the initial order of things, I'm going to start it with the Druid Grove interaction, then work our way into talking with Larangar within the city, and then we'll go with the gambling house and its residents.
Because I was gonna say, because of the elven trends, they're probably gonna be done with the druids before Halbarad and Brynnar and Brukrad even wake up.
Like, all right, let's get to this.
God, you guys are so lazy. Still sleeping? We already went to the druids and are back.
It takes you more than 4 hours to recuperate? What?
Can you believe this about these humans? They're so inefficient.
Y'all are
I
gonna
am
have to come
very
in and wake me up. You're gonna see me drooling. Sasha's like hanging off the bed. There's a tarantula on my forehead.
I believe in,
Oh yeah,
at
that's coming with me
midnight
now.
they. I believe that's the way those summons work. Is at midnight they pop.
Something like before, at the end of a long rest. So.
Yeah. Somewhere
Wake up in
within
the
all
middle of
that.
the night,
they
sad.
just-
Well, you said we were sleeping in the middle of the day. So.
yeah. So effectively, somewhere in the middle of the rest, they just kind of pop.
And you wake up
Okay.
sad because the puppy's
I wake
gone.
up with little spider footprints on my forehead.
But then there's a new Sasha.
Oh my god.
So, all right. Those of you approaching the Druid Grove.
I will talk to the creepy orc that I've avoided in the past.
As you begin to approach Amaganon, they slowly look at you through their, you notice, almost glowing green eyes. And they look at you slowly from top to bottom, almost weighing you. Yes.
Are you immortal?
Why do you ask this?
'Cause I've been having visions, and I realize that I am not the only leaf that has been. And apparently when I die, I am reborn as a new leaf. Hence immortal. So I was wondering if you are immortal as well.
They look at you. They look at Bo. They look
No,
at
I have
you.
not had any mushrooms.
Maybe
So-
unfortunately.
You have seen the portent.
Yes.
Her head turns slightly to the side, looking at you. And what is it that you want to do with this?
It would be nice to reconnect with my kind on the other side.
What do you think happened to you?
Seems the demons killed all of my people.
No, child of portent. Today I will honor the pact, and I will give you that knowledge. And they stick out their hand, palm up, towards you.
I will touch palms with them.
As you do, you can feel where the fungus around them seems to grow within yours. Roll me an anxiety-free wisdom check. Did you roll dex or wisdom?
Shit, I thought I clicked wisdom, sorry.
You feel...
The first one was wisdom. It says dex, but it was actually wisdom, so...
That's weird, because
14
your
and
plus is
7.
different, too.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, the 14 was the wisdom.
So, you feel as the spores inside of you seem to respond almost instinctually and begin to propagate out of your hand and blend with the spores that are coming out of Amaganon in this moment. And in that moment, you're taken back inside of your head. And as this is happening, you can hear the voice of Amaganon kind of floating with you. Your people were not killed by these demons. And you see again the portal in the ancient Fey capital. They were not killed by this. And you watch as it seems to zoom out and you see that everything's peaceful. You see them starting to walk through the portal, and there's no fires. There's no destruction. There's nothing yet. They walk through the portal, and everything goes dark. And you see the same familiar figure walk over and begin absorbing it. They left first. They fled.
And they left me behind.
You believed it was worth it. You believed there was a fight to win. You believed that you could help. Rather than running and being safe, you stayed. And you see it fast forward. And you see where there are others that seem to have these spore powers. And you realize that there were times when you did share this with others. And in this moment, you're filled with these slight memories of people that you passed it along to. And as it comes to you, you realize why you didn't remember. Why you didn't want to remember. because you see something. Something that moves along the ground. Almost a tide of green. It seems to overtake these people and absorb them. Roll me Arcana or History. You can't quite tell for sure, but it looks like a green fungus. And you watch as time is forwarded, and you see the demonic advance over this almost above view of the area. You watch as the demons begin pouring through the area, advancing, burning, destroying, fighting. You watch as the elven capital begins to burn, and you watch as all of this death is brought across the area as the demons fought. And then it stops for just a moment. And you see where it zooms in. And you realize it's here that it's zooming into. Not the elven capital, not the elven area. It's the druid circle. It's this pond. It's right where she's standing right now. And you see the third form that you had seen of yourself, standing in a sea of green, almost surrounded by this fungus. And you have a dagger in one hand and your bleeding palm in the other. And you can hear yourself saying, "Then with this pact, I give you a piece of myself, so that you might survive and know independence from this horde." So that you will know the truth of yourself and be able to decide and break your chains. But it's up to you to decide what to do with this. And you watch as this ball of spores and blood drops from your hand into the sea of fungus. And as it lands, the fungus ripples outwardly. And you can watch as it slowly begins to coalesce and form almost a creature. But it has no body. It's formless, looking for someone. And then you find yourself in the shadows again, with the voice of the orc over top of you. Waiting in the pact. We have been waiting for you to know. Freedom you gave us, and now we return. What is it you wish, child of Portent?
It appears the goblins or demons are attacking us again. We could use as much help as we can get.
Come through the back door your people left in the first place. The sins of their past come to destroy all of us now. You call on the pact.
If the pact is willing.
Willing is not a part of the pact. The pact is the promise. The promise was the break of chains. Do you
Yes.
understand what it is you gave us that day?
Freedom.
Do you understand how?
Not entirely.
We were made to kill you. We were made to kill all of your kind. We were a weapon, developed, crafted, perfected, just to kill you. You gave us the one thing that separated us from beast. That spark of creativity finished everything within us. It enabled us to live as one with life, rather than consuming. It allowed us to evolve into what we are today. The old ways are returning. But now they're bigger. Now they're enhanced by the new. And it's all because you took this risk. The pact will help. And you see as the dark seems to pulse in green for a moment. And then you slowly become conscious again of the area around you. And Bo, as you're kind of watching all of this, slowly the fountain and the water in this area begin to glow. Similarly to how the stone in the back here has kind of been glowing this entire time. And you can see as the kind of moss that's been growing on the outside of this pond seems to almost move of its own animation. As it slowly seems to pull itself forward. And as it does, roll me perception. Images I have for orcs, or some of them are hilarious. Well, some people played some ridiculous orcs in some of my previous things, so some of the things that comes up in my own games when I type orcs is funny.
Hey, Brenna, aren't you glad that you connected to Bo and not Leaf? And I can withhold all this information from you.
To no one's
Brenna doesn't know
surprise.
that she's not getting the information.
Now I can make fun of Ukrod.
And slowly, as the consciousness returns to Leaf,
and the light seems to grow within the fountain itself. You can see as this massive orc begins to walk out of it. Muscles seeming to form onto non-existent bone, seeming to almost appear out of the material that had been left around this pond. And as he does, you notice a detail that you've never seen before in any of these orcs. You see red tattoos going down his shoulders, crawling up his neck, going into a mask onto his face. In fact, it seems to cover most of his body.
Are the tattoo symbols or pictographs or words?
Well, seems to be some kind of animal.
The tattoos are?
Yes. The entire tattoo is meant to resemble a rather
An animal.
large visage covering his body. It's totemic.
Well-
It's totemic work.
Right.
She's cast Speak with Daddy.
Interesting. I'm trying to think of what to do aside from.
Roll me nature.
Okay. It's a much better roll for me. Yes.
The tattoos covering his body seem to dictate an animal that you're not exactly familiar with in these areas, but it's something that you've at least seen a little bit of. It's a rather large cat with a furry mane of hair. And you look as this towering orc seems to look at you with proud eyes, weighing the two of you. What am I supposed to do here?
Hello, friend. We need some help defending the area from some goblins.
And you see as Amaganon turns and looks at him, and she reaches her hand up towards his face, and it glows green with the weird same sort of glow that it had when your hands touched. And you can see where the fungus within this orc seems to respond, and the tattoos on him seem to rise up for a moment, almost standing out, and become active and awakened in this moment as his eyes slowly begin to turn red and you recognize the enraged state slowly come over him. Stop them, we will.
That's not coming through.
We will stop them.
We appreciate your help.
Wait, who's them?
Roll me perception. both of you. The orc almost seems to dematerialize for a moment, as it seems to slink down to nothingness in almost a liquid state before splitting into multiple orcs.
So that's where orc babies come from.
No, that's where the pact comes from.
I was joking. So when Ukrad wants to have children, he just splits into multiples of himself.
I mean, I have made a lot of jokes about the orcs being Namekians in the other side of the world. So, you know, maybe they just vomit eggs. I don't even know. But no, somebody helped make the original orcs. So maybe they had somebody here this entire time for you.
And all we had to do was ask.
More like you had to actually say, no, I actually do know. And they go, are you sure you know? Yeah, totally. Okay, I'm going to show you stuff and see if you freak out. All right, you didn't freak out. Then what do you want to do?
We want to invade the East.
The real answer would have been, you've done this 198 times. This is the first time you have answered yes.
Are you sure?
No. You're like, no, I don't like this. Thank you, wiping your memory now.
Please simultaneously turn both keys before hitting the big red button.
Yes, I had to decide how the orcs went from bioweapon to fully logical people. How they went from that to being symbiotic. I figured out a way.
Speaking of weapons, we will ask for some firebombs also.
As you say that, you actually realize that the rest of them are staring in wide eyes as this has happened, and they had no fucking clue of that. That any of that was going to happen. Like, they're just like, the fuck was that?
Surprise.
Oh,
Leave it up
that-
to Leaf to traumatize an entire druid grove.
Some of them had
Yeah.
records that things were here, but they've never seen anything happen before. You just kind of...
I'd love...
You kind of showed up and activated the ancient weapon, and they watched it walk off, and they're like, what the fuck?
I tell you what's going on, but I don't want to traumatize you more.
You don't want to tell them how you're the father of an entire species?
Oh, I'm going to hold this over Ukrod. Son, get over here. Have you cleaned your room?
Quad goes into a rage.
Crod.
Go to your room!
Oh god, so they're all teenage orcs.
You don't understand! So for...
Full face, Dad.
Oh, it's definite. Oh my god, teenage Groot is all I can think of now. So, Fredane kind of looks at you like...
Teenage Mutant Ninja Half Orc.
Yes. Fredane kind of looks at you like, I'm sorry. Should we be helping you or getting the fuck out?
Helping. Give the orcs some firebombs.
Hey, they're already marching. What the... How... Do they know how to use them? Are you even... What the fuck? How smart are they? Do you even know what they can do?
Gonna gesture towards... I'm gonna get it wrong. Ganon?
Amaganon.
Amaganon. She's smart. Are you trying to say that they're not smart?
What the fuck?
Let's just pack up a couple crates. We will follow behind them, and then we will give them some weapons.
Look, we can make it to the city, and we can try and help there, if that's what you're saying you need, but I don't know about trying to arm orcs with fire bombs here.
You make me sad, but it is okay. Go defend the city. I'm just imagining the Warhammer orcs with fire bombs.
Well, actually, I have developed, I believe it was 5, essentially, tribes within the orcs of their leadership for the totem-enhanced orcs. So, Ukrad will eventually be bear. These are lion. So they each have their own types of things that they can do. It's almost like a taste of things to come.
Well, Bo, should we see if the humans are awake?
But as this is happening, you see where Marmoon and her husband are kind of approaching. You remember in this moment that powerful druid Marmoon might be as far as leading this. She's a human. She moved here, took up the craft, rose fairly quickly in here. Her and Dagden have a family.
Get the little ones to the town and stay safe.
You sure the town is safe? Are you sure you're safe?
Don't worry, they can't kill me. At least it won't stick.
Roll me insight. She's looking at Bo.
Don't worry, I'll take care of Bo.
Look.
Does Bo see themselves being looked at?
In that moment, it was like they're not talking to leave. Oh, shit.
You okay?
Should we be staying here? Should we be going? Do you need help? All you gotta do is ask. I'll be here if you need me. But we'll go if you tell us that we should go.
I don't know. Stuff's going on. Maybe the police have to go.
That's right. You are being put on the spot. Well, I mean,
Yeah, no.
Dagdan's been my warden for quite some time, and me, I mean, I've got some power too, but if you think it's too much, I don't want to risk the kids and everything. It's up to you. I mean, we can help.
I don't know, what we've seen coming down the pipeline isn't good. What do you think, Liv?
I mean, if they stay back and defend the town, they can also be a fallback area for casualties, you know, for Marmoon to heal, and, you know, in case we fail the front.
Well, this is a good idea.
I mean, you've seen, like, the guards. They're a bunch of incompetent idiots. They're going to need someone strong to help them.
Things are happening while I'm thinking. Yeah, we should probably get out of here, I think. I mean, there's stuff happening. It's pretty bad.
All right. If you think that we should go, then we'll take the kids and we'll get out of here.
D, the problem with the thing that you posted in chat is those are our orcs, so the orcs are marching.
That's why it's the interesting concept. It's like, well, either way, orcs are marching through this town, so.
Wait, they just kept on going. They didn't set fire to
Yeah,
anything.
wait, what? They just did. I don't understand.
You see the white hand on their head. That means they're on our side.
I mean, that is the interesting thing here, because yeah, I presented also a very interesting thing with why the orcs are very rebellious and don't like any sort of like societal constraints or anything like that. Never really liked the kingdom, never really liked the empire, never really happy with any of that sort of stuff. They were born weapons. They got given their freedom from the Fae. Fucking weird. Alright, so according to all of this, Dagdan and Marmoin are leaving. Fredane is going with you. Amaganon has been activated, if you will. Sending a call out throughout the orcs, also adding something additional for when you later go and deal with other orcs. So this will end up affecting Ukrad here or not. But I guess in this situation, Bjordan's going with you.
Good. We don't want to leave the bard behind. He'll be playing for no one.
He's actually Druid. He just really likes to play instruments.
Oh, but his title is the bard.
Yes, because he likes to call himself the bard. He likes to refer to himself as a bard, but he's not. He's a druid. He's part of the druid circle.
Does that pickup line work in bars?
Probably.
I am a bard.
He's not great at it, but he tries, you know.
I mean, that's all that matters. Good for him.
He's got advantage against weapons that have reach, because he shakes all the spears.
So, with 10 minutes left, I ask you, do you want to stop here since we are down a person and we'll wait to address the other things then next week? Or do we want to keep going a little bit and potentially go over some?
I'm okay with either.
Personally, I'm good. Good with continuing.
You are definitely the person who's not working in the morning or anything like that. So, I acquiesce to those people first.
Fair.
I can keep going.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Wunderbar. Brenna?
How long do you think this next part will take?
Well, I think we probably won't get to then your part, and we'll save your part. So we'll do the Halbarad and Ocasio going for the Larangar guy.
Okay, let's do it.
Because that way, you ain't got to worry about it too much, and this is mostly the theater of the mind for everything. But, this one. Returning back into our city, you're able to find Juvik working with a lot of the drafted recruits that have been working here in the city. You find them doing drills as they're kind of working with fashioned practice dummies, working with spears mostly, trying to do what they can to kind of learn their way through it.
Does it seem like he's been teaching them well, I guess?
Roll me perception.
That is. It's not too bad.
After watching for a little bit of time, you can see, I mean, they're hitting non-moving targets. But they don't quite understand the actual grip and flow of any sort of combat yet. These are the beginning stages of people learning to fight. At this point, you don't know if working with dummies are going to help them. You don't know if this sort of slow, methodical training is going to be good enough.
Yeah. But we do see Larangal there, right?
Yep. He is walking them through the drills, but it is kind of like 1, 2, 3. You know, kind of doing those kind of like step, pivot, thrust as your kill.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, yeah, that kind of hits a stationary target.
Basically the kind of basic training that we would have seen like during the first months of training.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna look at Ocasio and like, that's not gonna cut it in time.
I agree.
Now, we don't like him, but we need him, so let's try and stay polite as much as we can.
I'll just be quiet.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna start walking towards Juvik, which I do have the Moonblade like at my side, and resting a hand on the pommel. Like, very much not hiding that it's there.
You walk up, and as he kind of sees you approaching, you see as he quickly calls the rest of the soldiers to attention and then dismisses them. And then just turns to look at you slowly. Yes.
Well, we were told by the mayor that you've been training the new recruits in preparation for... And I look up, like, over the horizon before looking back at him, like, the attack that is approaching. And we figured we could provide some assistance.
Yes, from what I understand, some fires have been started, and people are being drafted to help, and I am doing my part as one of the citizens here, even in my retirement, to try and help out. Do what I can do to try and train our soldiers as best as possible.
I ask this genuinely and without any disrespect. How long has it been since you have seen combat and gone through training?
Combat. Nobody.
Yes,
Who
combat.
are you speaking to?
Roll me. Gosh. I will let either one of you, both of you, in this moment, roll either Arcana or Investigation.
I have a 0 to both.
Oh yeah, no,
But,
I'm believing in you.
yeah. The heart of the dice. Oh motherfucker! Rolled
Oh
a 13.
fuck!
God damn it! Literally, I saw the 13 and just. Ding.
How about you, Ocasio?
Yeah.
You realize something. There's one thing you know about what it takes to be a knight. To be a knight, you have to be able to both wield martial weapons and cast spells. You realize there's not a single thing on this guy to be able to cast spells.
Okay, so we think he's faking?
No! You realize in that moment that it wasn't that this guy was ever a knight.
Oh.
He did work for them.
Stolen valor?
He was a grunt for years. He worked to train grunts. He didn't work on any sort of complex missions. He didn't see combat. He trained guards in a town near the capital. He was never a knight. Being retired soldier doesn't necessarily mean you were something great. All he does, you realize, actually, the two of you roll me history.
Oh, beans. Okay.
Come on. of those 7.
Oh, thank you. I must have been awake in class that day.
You realize it's not quite the same for you, obviously, since you grew up more on the human side of things. But this guy came from a rich family. He left home, tried to be more, and didn't have a lick of magic skill for himself. And that meant he was not allowed to become a knight. He could only ever just be a basic soldier. So he did his best and came back with stories. But he came back to money and being a retired officer. Quotation marks. Because you never actually asked for a rank. It's that guy
When he's like,
who's
when he's
So-
like,
telling you.
So it is.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, combat?
I'm just gonna be like, well, from what we've heard, you have been a soldier for a long time before retiring, right?
Oh, well, yes, for...
Which I will pull is a genuine question from Halberd.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely worked for the Arwold Guard for about 20 years.
Okay.
And you know that the Guard is not the Knights.
We were kind of led to believe you were, with the knights.
Oh, no Knights, no. Tried, tested. Not a lick of magic. Not a lick of magic.
Huh.
So,
It's
yeah.
like very clearly Halberd's look of like, look, we're here to try and help, and I understand that you have prestige and everything. That entire look is just like going away from his face to like, are you shitting me right now? Not even trying to hide it. Just like, really, bitch?
Look, I said I was doing everything I could to try and help in this city. I'm lending my expertise to train our soldiers.
Oh no, what did you do?
We're all gonna die.
The logout is the best there.
Right. I get that. Understand that. Maybe we can help with your helping.
We're not saying you're doing it wrong, but you're doing it wrong.
But you're not doing it right. Given that Ocasio here is a knight, and I have had knight training, maybe we can help you with some techniques that you might not have been able to obtain yourself.
There's one other option.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Neither one of you took the moment to wonder what the farm named after a weapon was.
Oh, well, what is it named? What is it named?
Look, I understand that I might not be much of what you are looking for, but I'm trying. But there's another person retired not that far from here. Keeps a low profile, but he's retired. He likes to stick to himself, and he hasn't believed us.
It's the mole person guy.
Nope.
Okay, good.
It's the Gray Spear
I'm guessing
farm.
it's Gray Spear. Yeah.
Aloysius Gray is a retired knight. They say that
How do you spell Lucius?
they say that he wielded a spear like no other. Aloysius.
Thank you.
He's never chosen to attend anything. He likes to live self-sufficiently with no one else. And he's stayed there since he retired. If you can try and get him, maybe he's the one you're looking for.
How long would it take us to get there?
Well, I believe a few hours. I think like hour and a half to get to that one.
And if we borrow some horses?
Cut it in at least half.
Okay. Now, so Larengar, you are still doing some good work here. These people need at least some basic training and know how to use a weapon. We can try and reach out to Aloysius' spear. It would help if we had a means of travel that's a bit quicker than being on foot. If you have a couple of horses to lend us, that we will obviously return to you. Time is of the essence here.
The humans have taken most of our horses, but I can give you these axe beaks.
That'll work. It is very much appreciated.
For ease of use. All right, we will then next time get to you guys trying to get what's going on. Brenna trying to get something out of their contact at the betting place / thieves guild, and seeing what the smoke on the horizon leads for us.
I just want to mention that I would like to grab a guard or something, write something down on a parchment, and have him deliver it to the blacksmith, Mavel, which is literally me writing down, like, this isn't what you asked for, and I'm still working on that. I have given you my word. But Jovik Larengar is resting on laurels he did not deserve. All he did was train a bunch of grunt guards in a town near the knights. He is living on stolen valor. She can do with that as she will.
Okay. I like it.
Temporary thing that's kind of like, you know, I'm still working on what you asked. In the meantime, here's a little something.
You're like, all right, You're right. Fuck this guy. Okay, so
Yep. I will make him eat the pendant eventually, not right now.
All right. I like it.